It's always nice to be pleasantly surprised by an actor who ventures outside of their comfort zone, and in turn manages to change everybody's minds about the extent of their acting chops. And these 10 actors all pulled it off with a single performance, which helped redefine their public perception, assuring everyone that when they want to give a performance of real dramatic depth and nuance, they're absolutely capable of it. So I am Gareth, this is What Culture, and here are 10 actors who won everyone over with one performance. Number 10. Ryan Reynolds, Buried. Ryan Reynolds made a name for himself throughout the 2000s as that handsome, quippy motormouth, typically cast as the charming douchebag in any number of mainstream studio comedies. Few were taking him seriously as a dramatic actor, but with 2010's Buried, that all changed. Reynolds starred in the low-budget survival thriller as Paul Conroy, an American truck driver working in Iraq who wakes up buried alive in a wooden coffin, and spends the movie's entire 95-minute runtime desperately trying to find a way out. Reynolds basically is the entire movie. He's in almost every single shot, and there would be absolutely nowhere for him to hide were his performance not up to par. But Reynolds cast his popular movie star persona aside, and gave a decidedly vanity-free performance as a terrified everyman, doing all he can to escape his fraught situation. Honestly, it's a brilliant enough performance to make you wish Reynolds would throw himself into strange, un-Hollywood genre films like this more often. Superb though he is as Deadpool, it'd be great to see him hop off the blockbuster conveyor belt every now and then. Number 9. Adam Sandler, Uncut Gems. Now, to be completely fair to Adam Sandler, he did sprinkle a few roles throughout his earlier career that weren't ultra-broad studio comedies. In 2004 alone, he turned heads with his fine work in both Punch Drunk Love and Spanglish, and in 2007 played a grieving husband and father in Reign Over Me. But in the decades plus that followed, Sandler largely doubled down on collecting paychecks for no-effort comedy roles aimed at the lowest common denominator: Grown Ups, Jack and Jill, Pixels, and so on. Yet even those adamant that Sandler was a blight on the film industry couldn't deny the brilliance of his performance in the Safdie brothers' 2019 thriller Uncut Gems. As gambling addict and jeweler Howard Ratner, Sandler slams into a gear most didn't think he had, persuasively portraying a sleazy, anxiety-inducing individual whose compulsions seemed destined to be his undoing. Sandler's work was largely hailed as the finest of his career, and though he sadly failed to secure a Best Actor Oscar nod, he did win the Independent Spirit Award for Best Male Lead. Needless to say, for as often as Sandler squanders his talents on forgettable comedies, he's clearly capable of giving an absolute knockout of a performance when he wants to put the work in. Now I want to know, what do you think is the greatest Adam Sandler movie of all time? Was it Uncut Gems or something else? You let me know in the comment section down below. Number 8. Kirsten Dunst, Melancholia. Throughout the 2000s, Kirsten Dunst demonstrated herself to be a charming, affable presence in a ton of movies, like Bring It On, the Spider-Man trilogy, and Wimbledon, but appeared in little that truly showed off her acting ability. But that all changed beyond compare in 2011, when Dunst starred in Lars von Trier's sci-fi drama Melancholia, portraying Justine, a depressed woman who gets married shortly before a rogue planet is scheduled to collide with Earth and destroy it. Lovely stuff. Dunst's performance remains one of cinema's all-time great depictions of depression though, avoiding easy acting tics and cliches associated with the condition, and instead perfectly conveying how it can flatten a person's entire aura. Dunst went on to win the Best Actress award at the Cannes Film Festival following Melancholia's premiere there, and though many expected her to also receive an Oscar nomination, it frustratingly never came to pass. All the same, it remains the high point of Dunst's entire acting career so far, and assured even her biggest detractors that she was capable of delivering an incredibly subtle, nuanced performance in a serious drama. Number 7. Bradley Cooper, Silver Linings Playbook. Bradley Cooper made it clear that he wanted to be more than the hot one from The Hangover, and so after appearing in a bevy of broad studio comedies throughout the 2000s, won the male lead in David O. Russell's 2012 dramedy Silver Linings Playbook. For anyone unconvinced by the prospect of Cooper appearing in a proper dramatic role, this film was all they needed to do a total 180 on the guy. His turn as Pat, a bipolar man struggling to accept his recent divorce, well and truly transformed him from the Hangover guy into a genuine actor's actor, who would be underestimated only at one's own peril. Much like Kirsten Dunst's work in Melancholia, Cooper nimbly avoids mental illness acting cliches, rendering Pat in highly empathetic terms, in turn scoring his first Best Actor nomination. This success led Cooper to largely veer away from more conventional studio fare and focus his talents on serious acting work in the likes of American Hustle, American Sniper, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, and most recently Maestro. Quite a collection, I'm sure you'll agree. Between his work as an actor, director, writer, and producer, Cooper now has a stonking 12 Oscar nominations to his name. And it's just a matter of time before he scoops a gong for himself, right? Number 6, Blake Lively, The Age of Adeline. It's rather ironic that Gossip Girl star Blake Lively's first foray into quote-unquote real acting, a supporting role in Ben Affleck's 2010 thriller The Town, saw some critics deem her too young and wildly miscast in the role of a Boston-accented train wreck of a single mother. Ironic why? Because the part that allowed Lively to finally be taken seriously as an actress also saw her acting out of her age range, albeit by design. In The Age of Adeline, Lively plays a woman who stopped aging at 29 following an accident. And by the time the narrative reaches the modern day, Lively is straight up playing a 107-year-old who looks like, well, Blake Lively. She does a fantastic job portraying not only the strangeness of the central phenomenon, but also the tragedy of it, of how Adeline's agelessness forces her to remain on the move to avoid detection, even leaving loved ones behind. In the wrong hands, it'd be tough to take such a heightened role seriously, but Lively absolutely nails it. And followed that up with another top-notch performance in 2016 shark survival thriller The Shallows. Yet another excuse not to go back in the water. Thank you for stopping on by today to watch this video. Now go and tap on that subscribe button below for more What Culture videos that will no doubt keep winning you over too. Number 5, Dave Bautista, Blade Runner 2049. Wrestlers turned actors inherently face a tricky journey to be taken seriously in Hollywood, because the past is littered with hugely popular wrestlers trying to make it in the film industry, only for their acting chops to fall short. Looking at you, Hulk Hogan, brother. While wrestlers are generally better suited to playing action heroes and larger-than-life comedy roles, Dave Bautista quickly made it clear that he wanted more. Bautista graduated from straight-to-video action thrillers to the big leagues with his hilarious performance as Drax in the Guardians of the Galaxy films, but truly shed the wrestler-actor label when he played a small supporting role in Denis Villeneuve's Blade Runner 2049. Bautista appears in one of the film's very first scenes as Sapper Morton, a replicant who Kay is called upon to retire. Rather than play a loud, hulking figure befitting his large frame, Bautista is a picture of solemn reserve. Morton is well aware why Kay has paid him a visit, and Bautista brings a subtle nuance to the minor role that just about nobody could have seen coming. Though most of Bautista's work since has been firmly in the action arena, he did brilliantly re-team with Villeneuve for both Dune movies, and gave memorable performances in both Glass Onion and Knock at the Cabin. This animal has some serious chops, folks. Number 4, Monique Precious. Comedian actress Monique, the star of Hair Show, Fat Girls, and Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins, well and truly obliterated the expectations of her prior work with her sublime Oscar-winning performance in Precious, as the title character's abusive mother, Mary. Monique bears not a shred of her popular comedienne persona throughout the film, cutting an absolutely terrifying presence as a monstrous parental figure who is herself also a victim of abuse. It's a hugely transformative performance, and such a far cry from Monique's body of work both before and since, that it suggests audiences should probably be a little less close-minded when it comes to actors primarily known for comedy taking a stab at drama. While stunt casting can absolutely be detrimental to a movie's quality, in this case director Lee Daniels clearly knew what he was doing when he hired Monique, and she held nothing back. Number 3, Zac Efron, The Iron Claw. Though Zac Efron successfully ditched his squeaky clean Disney Channel Channel image from the High School Musical days with performances in the likes of The Paperboy, The Bad Neighbors movies, and The Greatest Showman, it wasn't until mere months ago that he finally proved himself a strong dramatic actor beyond any doubt. Efron changed it all with his starring role in last year's biographical wrestling drama The Ironclaw, where he played Kevin Von Erich, the single surviving son of industry magnate Fritz Von Erich. Any remaining skepticism about Efron's acting chops were promptly annihilated with a performance that achieved both a mesmerizing physical transformation and wrung tremendous emotional impact from the many tragedies suffered by the Von Erichs in decades past. Efron's performance was raved about enough that he even courted serious Oscar buzz, though it sadly failed to transpire into a Best Actor nomination. And he was robbed. All the same, it very much confirmed the extent of Efron's acting talent, and will hopefully open the door for him to pursue more challenging work like this in the future. Number 2, Sydney Sweeney reality. For anyone who dismissed Sydney Sweeney as nothing more than the current It Girl, the Euphoria star proved she had so much more to offer with her recent performance in Tina Satter's superb crime drama Reality. Sweeney plays Reality Winner, an NSA translator who leaked an intelligence report about Russian interference in the 2016 US elections. And it's about as vanity-free a performance as Sweeney could possibly do at this point in her career, without a hint of glamour. And while spending most of the movie in the dead ordinary location of Winner's home, Sweeney brilliantly portrays the slow-building anxiety of Winner being interrogated by the FBI, as she realizes just how much trouble she's found herself in. It's tremendously restrained work, and given that the camera fixates on Sweeney's expressive face at almost all times, a testament to her ability to captivate the audience. It confirmed beyond any doubt that Sweeney isn't merely a starlet coasting by, she's likely got a career packed with killer performances ahead of her. Number 1, Jim Carrey, The Truman Show. Jim Carrey firmly established himself as one of the most bankable comedic actors of all time throughout the mid to late 1990s, but he also expressed a clear willingness to branch out into more daring dramatic projects, as evidenced by his performances in the likes of The Cable Guy and Andy Kaufman biopic Man on the Moon. Those movies were both relatively divisive with the mainstream, but the hugely popular film which turned even the most ardent Carrey doubters around, that would be The Truman Show. Carrey's performance as Truman Burbank, the unknowing star of the titular reality TV show, borrows just a dash of the charm from his more overt funny man roles, while mostly focusing on the genuine psychology of a man slowly coming to realize that life isn't quite what it seems. Carrey knocked the role out of the park, confirming just how at home he is in the dramatic arena, enough that his failure to receive a Best Actor Oscar nomination left many industry analysts baffled. The Truman Show's success turned out to be career redefining for Carrey, who later pursued even more challenging dramatic performances in the likes of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, I Love You Philip Morris, and the brilliant TV series Kidding. This Jim well and truly proved he could do it all, folks.